It's an unspecified amount of time since you banished the warlock, and you are gathered, at least the 4 people who still considers themselves Anarch, at the basement of the rebellious fist. Emery, Luke, Dave and Marie are here, with the remaining Anarchs that follow Gabriel's philosophy and not Nemesis, I think. It's Jake and Emma in her human form, or vampire form. Josh, of course, Isa, and Gabriel sitting around on the couch. People who can drink probably have a beer or something, or maybe just to spit in or for the symbol of it. But Gabriel, he speaks up and looks at each and every one of you. I just want to thank you all for, first of all, getting me out of prison and taking care of everything while I couldn't, helping Isa and being you.
The least that we could do.
No, it's fine. I owe you big. If you ever need anything, just tell me. You managed to keep the peace, at least somewhat. Not start a war, kill the Sabbat, get rid of the warlock. I think you did pretty good. Pretty well. I noticed that we're missing someone, but we'll figure out why. I imagine it's uncomfortable for them to be here at this very time. I have some formal things I need to do and I have questions for you. First of all, Emery, you're my new sweeper. You'll work with Jake. He'll be your sniper. You have a very good messenger, and he looks to Chip, to report when the Camarilla invades her domain. And if you deem it so, you tell Jake to shoot them in the face, just to teach them a lesson.
As a warning.
Jake nods, and he kind of tilts his cowboy hat at Emery to recognize her new position. The rest of you, I don't really know what I can give you. If you want some specific job, just tell me, or I don't know. I still consider you Anarch and friends.
I could do with some more explosives, if that's okay.
Of course you can.
No, that's not okay. Please, not again.
A whole warehouse full of them. Wasn't enough. It's fine. I have a contact who works with fireworks. I'm sure he can come up with something.
Thank you.
Marie, Luke, anything I can do for you? I know.
I only want to live in relative calm. I don't think I am asking that much, but I'm going to look at Dave at this moment. Do you remember if our haven is still, see we can stay there?
No, Mr. Smith's, he's got other things to do, but he'll pop back if we ever need him. You just have to say his name.
Yeah, I don't think that's subtle for the entity, so I think that, we blow that one. I think I will manage with what I have right now, but I
have asked him to keep an eye on you.
Thank you.
That's easier.
That's very much appreciated. But yes, I have to settle some personal things before I make where I'm going to stay. But so far, I only want to live in calm and in relatively peaceful manners, as peaceful as this damn city can be. So you will have me, of course.
Gabriel nods. Isa says, well, your haven was only meant to be temporary, and I think you ought to serve your own domain. Your own little slice of heaven. And she laughs. But the kiosk, or, well, Emir's shop, I think is too compromised, and you should look to Gabriel, get your own domain. And Gabriel nods in agreement.
That may be a little too big.
It can be as big as you want. Still in Croydon, though. And he laughs.
Can the encompass just a small park or small, city shop?
It's fine with me. He looks to Luke. Anything I can do for you? I know you live in Redbridge now, and technically.
You know what? First of all, I want to say that it was absolutely my pleasure to help break you out and kill the warlock and do my part. I feel like we've got a solid team here and all work together really well. And Anarch's to the end. And I personally, and this may be overly ambitious, but I feel like, why stop here? Like we could keep doing this every week. Just person of the week, target of the week, as it were. Just take over this whole city and set it free, as it were. That's. I mean, you got to think big, Gabriel. That's, and I'm not. You think plenty big. I mean, look at the size of those arms you've got. You're big. But so yeah, and the way you came into that fight was just. I mean, what an entrance, But
he is nodding to everything you say. Isa is shaking her head to everything you say.
So yeah, that I'm just saying, there's always a next step. There's always a next fight. There's always a next. We can keep doing this. You've seen how solidly we perform, and I'm happy to continue what we've been doing. The good work, as it were. Yeah.
I believe they still owe you a concert.
Yeah.
I reaffirm, I'm very okay with a small coffee library.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Marie?
Coffee library? Have you never been into one? I will be much settled with that.
I've been into a what?
A coffee library? Are you not used to that? Is that? Never mind. I will settle on my own.
As you're talking, I can't remember who has high insight, but Dave seems to be spacing out a little bit. Dave, to you, Crowley is appearing behind the Baron, kind of mocking him, and he looks over the Baron's shoulder at you. You shouldn't hang out with these people. They're not good for you. They need to die.
Okay.
Right now would be preferable.
Any particular order?
I mean, you wouldn't survive it. Maybe you need to plan it out better.
Oh.
Wait for those explosives, maybe. Find out where they live.
I thought that was the idea for the prince.
Yeah, him too. All of them.
We can't get them all together, though.
No. One by one. Like a symphony.
Mr. Smith is helping with most of them.
Just for the record, to the rest of you, Dave is talking to nothing. You can hear him. And Gabriel and Isa and Josh are looking at him. Crowley says, yeah, you have your demon, but I prefer you do it.
Of course. By hand, then. No explosives.
It's up to you. Sorry.
As you command.
Luke has sidled up behind Dave. He's partially Luke. You have to understand, is partially shadow and partially physical at any given moment, and he's more or less just kind of slid right up near within grasping distance of Dave, and is just kind of taking in all the bits of conversation that he's getting, like one listens to someone else like talking on the phone or something, you know, where you can only get one side of the conversation. And Luke is not as disturbed by this conversation that Dave is having, because he has witnessed Dave having conversations with many entities throughout his short, very brief and short time with Dave, you know, and so this could be anybody on the other end, you know, and so
it's not quiet. Dave would be talking as if he'd be talking to someone on the other side of the room, loud enough for them to hear.
Gabriel is looking over his shoulder at the direction Dave is looking. Even Josh is looking confused. People with sentient seen, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Luke, your Oblivion sight, there's no wraith, there's no ghost, there's no invisible force.
This is something new entirely. It's another conversation partner. Okay, all right. So yeah, this is, and Luke is just going to be like.
Gabriel, he kind of snaps his fingers in front of Dave, and Crowley disappears into like a bright light and then a mist. Dave, you okay?
I am now.
Good. He looks for a moment, and even Josh is kind of leaning in. And you hear Josh's voice in your mind. Are you okay?
Yes.
Okay, if you want to talk, then I'm here.
No.
The others wouldn't understand. They don't...
Oh, I know. I'm good.
Okay. There's the pause, I guess. Gabriel, he's thinking, and Icy's quiet, her eyes are squinting, and yes, she is definitely scanning Dave with something. Gabriel claps his hands and says, so, I guess we just have a party now, or something. We need to celebrate our victory. And our freedom from the warlock. We have
Absolutely. Like, I mean, that was a problem that we needed to take care of from night one, you know, and with the books and the names and the horribly rude, invasive, just breaking into wherever we are and that sort of thing. I mean, I'm so glad we could be part of that solution for you. You know, that really needed to get taken care of. It was like a warlock infestation, and we needed to get rid of it. So we did. It's over now. Gabriel, in the future, don't like. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job or anything, but like, it's probably not a great idea to invite the prince's finger wigglers, you know, into your sanctum sanctorum. You know, I'm just saying that's my suggestion. It's not an order or a command or a strong piece of advice or anything. It's just a suggestion, but I feel that would probably go better. You know, because you don't want a warlock up in your shit. You know, like that's.
Oh, he's never been welcome here.
Right, exactly. Unwelcome, uninvited. You know, that's just not. It's crossing a line. You know, and
Well, that's Emery's job now, at least to report them.
Right. And I mean, I think it's not all warlocks, right? You know, hashtag not all warlocks. But, you know, basically, you know, because we have Marie, right? And Marie, I mean, the worst you're going to get from Marie is that she sometimes bleeds all over the place. But, you know, like, so, you know, other than that, Marie seems to be okay. She won't leave you in the final fight. Like, she won't join at all. But, like, you know, other than that, Marie is aces in my book.
He nods.
Did that nail go well, Luke? I hope it did.
Went fine.
You missed out on everything. You missed your moment, you know, but you know, you chose to stay behind. So, I mean, I think that's something to be noted. You know,
Gabriel
you were
says,
with us all the other times.
Gabriel says, my favorite moment actually was when Leo shot Nemesis in the back of the head. He deserved that for so long.
In the future, I might recommend getting into someone's head without a weapon.
Oh, it was beautiful though.
What did I miss?
Huge fight. I came through the wall. The prince was there, that's unfortunate. I have to go talk to him, make sure he doesn't do something stupid. Now that, well, Victor's gone, but I'm sure everyone else is kind of fighting for Victor's position at the moment. And I don't like Darius that much more. He might be more honorable, but he's still like a prick. I'm gonna get beers, and he comes back with like a whole case and a bottle of whiskey for those who can.
I mean, a chill night will be welcome for once.
I have no more jobs for you. You're proving yourself. If I can do anything, as I said, tell me. I owe you all a huge boon. And you're always welcome in my bar.
Just the explosives will be fine.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else people want for this scene? Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the solo ones.
Luke just thinks that Gabriel's not going to be around for very long. You know, Kane loved him. You know, I mean, basically, it's just he's doing his best, but Luke just doesn't see a bright future for him at all. Like, you know, there's going to be a point where he just cannot see the obvious coming. So.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Oh, you know, that's just Luke's thoughts, and he's gonna melt into the shadows with those thoughts, and basically, you know, after like taking that entire bottle of whiskey and downing it. So.
Alrighty then. Well, you celebrate, you party. More time passes. These scenes do not happen chronologically, I have to add. But they do happen over the course of the next year. I'm going to start with Marie, in the order that I've written them. Marie at home, or at least your own haven. It's starting to look like a home now. You have furniture. You have a nice ghost roommate. And you're disturbed by vigorous and hastily knocking on your door.
Sorry, someone called me. Can you repeat?
You're in a haven, and it's finally starting to look like a haven. You have furniture. It's looking like a home. You have a nice roommate, ghostly roommate. You're kind of just going about your evening, and you're disturbed by a vigorous and hastily knocking on your front door, like very panicked. You almost think.
All right, I'm going to step right there. I'm going to ask my ghostly doormate. Did you see anything? Do you know what that is?
It's Isaac.
Oh, all right. I mean, that works. I'm going to open the door.
Well, she looks scared. She looks paler. She's kind of bleeding through her hijab, like sweat bleeding. And she just quickly rushes inside.
I close the door behind her. Isaac, what happens? What's happening?
Okay, several things, but we need to get out. We need to leave. We need to pack your shit and get out of Britain.
Wait, how? Why? What happened? I'm going to start packing, but I'm kind of not sure right now. What did that to you? How did that go?
I had a vision. I saw Martin. You remember Martin, the one with the eye? The heralds of the sun were gathered around him. They had a woman there, some Greek Zoe something. She had like two fucking huge monstrous Doberman dogs with red eyes. They tore him apart. They're coming for us. They're annihilating all Tremors. We need to get out of here.
But what he was but what about Gabriel? I have people here.
They're not gonna care. It hasn't happened yet. We need to leave. The Witch Slayer is on her way. And from what I've heard, she's very good at taking care of us.
Alright, I have to call someone. I will try to. Do we have tickets?
We need to figure something out. We still have time, but we need to act, and before they figure out that we figured it out.
Alright, yes.
And second thing, Deborah, I found her. Kent. I sent some feelers out, and she's about to be embraced. In a week.
No.
Yes, we need to. She's in America, and I suggest we go there. Far away from Britain.
She was in America. Yes, alright, yeah. Now I have no personal matter to solve. I'm going to get the tickets.
Unless you want her to become like some Toreador's pet, then yes. I suppose I have people, a car, Emir is coming, gather all your shit, burn the rest to the ground, and tell me what I can do to hasten it.
I have to. I have most of my book stuff. I have everything that's important to me, and my list of contacts is not going to be useful. Oh god damn it! I have most of my stuff ready. I only have to pick up some things, and that's it. And yeah, you took care of everything. So thank you. I'm sorry.
I'll see you in a couple of hours. Okay.
All right. I have to. Well, say farewell.
She quickly leaves, and you're left with Ia, who's looking a bit concerned. This sucks. I'm gonna be alone again.
Yeah. I can't bring you, at least not without your, personal item. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe I can figure out how to escape this mess. I believe the house is my fetter, and that will be kind of hard to move.
Damn it. No, house is not something I can move. I mean, can I do you a roll of occult teams or whatever, but I highly doubt I can do anything to transfer or anything like that.
Could burn it down.
Mm-hmm.
That will probably set her free since she's bound to it.
Mm-hmm.
But she's gonna be without a feather, and you're not sure, but it does something to a wraith if they don't have their feather. It's harder for them to materialize in, I think they call it the skin lands.
Mm-hmm. I can't make that choice for you. But since you really want to leave this place, I can try to see if I can see something before I leave. But that's on you.
I would appreciate
It
it.
could be risky, it could be dangerous, and
Well, that's our existence.
I'm not sure what you will be left with.
I
I
know.
want you to lose yourself.
It's better than being alone in this prison.
Alright. I will see what I can do then. I will make preparations, and in case it does not go well, thank you for the company.
You as well. What does
And see
Marie
you on the
want
other
to
side,
do?
either way.
Sorry?
And see if it does not go well, see you on the other side, I guess, sooner or later.
Definitely. I think the rumbling in the background adds to the frivolous nature of packing your shit.
Exactly. I'm packing stuff up. That's literally the sound of my picking stuff up.
Yeah. Is there what are Marie's final actions? What are her preparations? I assume she's leaving and with all her things, but
I mean,
anything-
outside of personal items, like the thing that I wanted to do was specifically she was planning to get in contact with Deborah. She was planning to get back on that old contact list and calling her name, but turns out that it's not going to be necessary, or at least not now. So she's going to actually close up that mobile before doing the actual call, and instead now that she knows what, with all the knowledge she has of ghosts on all the like, she's going to try and free the ghost. If I remember well, this is like an apartment building that's kind of alone or separate.
It's a 2-story corner house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, see, just in case, is going to make sure there is some kind of firefighters on the way before, so that there is the minimum risk possible for the rest of people once she and Isa burn the place down. But yeah, other than that, not that much. Calling the firefighters beforehand, making sure she's not going to affect the rest of the people here, and try to do her best with her both sorcery and occultism knowledge to help Elia rearrange or find a bound or some kind of feather to this world that is not the house.
Well, you're pretty smart. You can burn down the house. That's not an issue. You have architectural knowledge, and I think you would probably take a piece of brick or something from the house foundation and just put that in your pocket and burn the rest to the ground. So you carry a piece of the house around with you.
Right. See, that works. That's amazing. Probably a thing of do from Dave in this point. I'm going to use, set the thing on fire.
Yep. Burn the house down and get out of Britain as fast as possible. I imagine back to France first before you go to America. The next person I have on my list is Oliver. Oliver, you have been summoned by the Vizier Harry Livingstone to appear in front of the Masons Guild building in London.
And Oliver would show up?
He waits outside for you in his usual dark suit, smiles as much as he possibly can, shakes your hand in greeting. Good of you to come, Oliver.
Oliver's a little awkward and just shakes his hand. He's like, yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. Let's go inside. More private. He leads you.
Oliver's looking around everywhere, a little paranoid of his surroundings.
He leads you through the place. It's quite large. There are many rooms, but you end up in a small library where seems random, pulling of books opens a secret way to a stair. You go downstairs to, it looks like an ancient medieval laboratory, and then descend even further down to a forge made of black material, metal. You can almost, well, not almost, because you finally have oblivion powers, you can see that it's made from soul forging. The fire or embers or coal inside the furnace, I guess, itself, they're black, made of oblivion. They very much burn you, and if you get too close, you could frenzy. But it's definitely not a natural forge. There's a small chest, about a foot long, and I don't know, 5 inches tall, that he hands to you.
And Oliver's just staring at the forge, and he's there's this giddiness about him, and he doesn't even notice the chest until it's right in front of him, and he takes it from his hand. I've never seen such a forge as this.
It's special. It was made 800 years ago.
And he's just so overcome by it, and then He kind of just like looks down at the chest in his hands and he just kind of opens it.
It's black coins. Large coins. About the size of medallions, each of them. 10 stacked. You can kind of hear the whispers and the voice and the screams of the damned coming from the coins.
Yeah, he would hold one up and he would like listen to it, and he'd like oblivion sight and sensing unseen at the same time, just like listen, and he could hear them.
They are soul coins. They are souls given physical form. Kind of unliving things.
Is this the material? Is this what you want me to smelt and forge?
All I want. First of all, if you want this, you can have the forge, you can have this as your haven. Of course, in exchange for something. You would need to submit yourself and join the cult of Mithras.
And you see Oliver is like a little conflicted, and then he's just, this, and he looks back at the forge. All I've ever wanted was just to become a forge master. That's it. And then I got wrapped up in all of this, conscripted into a fight I didn't even know about. And now it's here. Hadn't... Alright. I'll do it.
Secondly, those coins are gonna make 10 weapons. 10 weapons able to kill our enemies. Wielded by our greatest fighters. Each of them will come to you and submit their request for the preferred weapon.
If you give me protection, because now I got everyone after me, Camarilla, Anarchs, 4 horsemen, you protect me, and I'll make you the best weapons that a kindred could ever wield.
No one knows of this place but me, and of course the ascended leader of the guild. You will not have to leave this place if you don't want to. I can have anything brought to you. Humans, blood, corpses, whatever you eat. Hone your craft, and when you feel you're ready to soul forge, because if you waste the coins, I will be displeased. They're hard to acquire.
I can imagine. Alright. I'll do it.
Great! I'll prepare your ceremony to join the cult. And in the meantime, you can familiarize yourself with the forge in your new haven, of course. I need to talk to the other heroes of the sun to inform them on our new member and Forge Master. And you will have to, well, of course, go through the ceremony, and eventually you will be summoned and have a chat with the voice of Mithras. And soon there will be a gathering of all of us. That's all I can say for now.
Oh. And he kind of mutters under his breath, probably gonna have to do an orgy. And he's... Just one quick question before you go. They have like spirits that do their bidding. Is this place warded against ghosts?
Yes.
Alright.
Are you afraid of the Cappadocians?
In my time with the Anarchs, everyone's connected with each other, doing bidding, favors for each other. Big enough boon you could find anything in this city.
That is
I'm just
true, but we
I'm
have
just a bit paranoid is all.
And I understand that. We have an agreement with JK. He is more fond of Roger than he is of the other factions here. Trust me.
Alright.
If you see a Banshee, it's not gonna be here to hurt you. Most likely just to send the message. And
I just want to make sure.
How could it? You're a Naharasha, correct? They should be afraid of you then.
It's just the ones I won't be able to stop that I'm afraid of. But if an errant spirit finds its way in here, or around, well, I'm always hungry.
He nods. You can always make them into coins when you learn to.
Oh. And he looks kind of giddy at that prospect. Looks back down at these coins. All right. And he looks up at him like almost like this brief moment of real vulnerability. He's letting, thank you for this.
Oh, no worry, my child. And he kind of claps your shoulders with his hands and shakes you a little bit. I'll see you later. And he walks upstairs again, leaving you alone with the forge. It's kind of, you hear the crackle and the fire, and there's also the constant hum or groan of whispering voices being tormented inside the material.
He's gonna run his hand across like the black metal of the forge.
It's cold, weirdly. Minus 250 degrees, like space cold.
Oh. And he's just like taking it back. He's like, it's like a kid in a candy store. He's like, I've made it. I finally have it. Yep.
Anything more you want from the sea?
No, Oliver's ambition. Scratch that off of the character sheet. He's got it.
New one.
Here, everybody.
Serve Mithras.
Hey, it's yeah, serve Mithras. It's a living, you know how it is.
Next one is Leo. In your very, very, very nice apartment. Sometimes temporary, but you have racks and racks and racks of clothes. Because I imagine Leo has been stress sewing, maybe a little bit. Regina enters, she doesn't even knock. She just walks in like she owns the place, and that's because she does. Leo, my dear, how are you tonight?
Doing well, I think. Just preparing everything.
Preparing?
Well, after the little stunt I pulled, I'll be heading back to Paris, I think.
Oh, that's probably why. She's most definitely gonna kill you. Or try.
There's that.
I have an alternative if you want it. We need a new herald in the Camarilla. I also have other friends you would maybe like to meet. But
I mean, I'd rather not get blown up by Dave's explosives. So I think I'll say no to that.
It's fine. I will at least grant you that. I loved having you around, of course, and I would like to keep you, but if I can't, then let me know how I can help you get out of the country safely. Without...
Well, last time I took a train, crossed the little watery part, I was kind of interrupted in the middle of it by our good friend Negative Nancy. It would be lovely to get a train ticket and just to know that I get in and out of the train somewhat safely.
Nah, we're gonna get you on a private plane, I think.
That would be lovely.
Take you anywhere in the world.
Well, I'm not going that far. Paris will suffice.
She nods. Well, it's a beautiful city.
It really is. And there's a lot of fun catacombs to run around in.
And if you ever need anything, be sure to call me.
Likewise.
Or just have any information up on the Paris Kindred.
Yeah, I'll be sure to keep you updated.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
I have this thing I want to give to Luke. And he pulls out this leather jacket with lots of metal studs and spikes, with all the pockets that he has been sewing and working on, and it's magnificent. And he's been pouring all of himself and his presence into it, if you will, making it his first magnum opus.
My, that is not my style, but it's beautiful.
Well, he keeps hiding in the shadows, and this way people will start to notice him.
Oh, I don't think people will be looking at him. I think they'll be looking at the jacket.
Still, I mean, who could not want to wear it?
I'll get a courier for you. I think this needs to be hand delivered.
Thank you.
The postal service will probably just steal it. I have a feeling it's gonna glow through the wrapping.
Yeah, probably. Oops, didn't think of that.
Don't worry, my dear. I have people working for me. Speaking of, as another gift, I'm gonna have one of them follow you along if you want it. A personal servant. At least until you are where you want to be, and you can dismiss them if you want to, or keep them if you want to. It's up to you.
Well, that would be lovely.
Anything you
Not having to do
prefer?
chores.
Man, woman, ethnicity?
Give me anyone.
Fine. She looks around and looks at the jacket again, and she's smiling at the, what was it, .4 or some shit on it. And she leaves the room. And a courier will appear at some point to take the jacket to Luke. Is there anything else you want from the scene?
I think Leo is just gonna look at everything, all the clothing, the scraps from the clothing that he has burned after going to the sewers. Just think back on the little adventure he has had in London that he thought it was a vacation. And then remember that, he's going back to Paris. Lovely nights, lovely people. Nobody cares about what anyone does.
Of course.
And that's it.
Fair enough. Luke! Redbridge. Down in the spooky haven. Or temple, really. The two shadow werewolves in the corner, the wraith-looking things, and the four horsemen about to have their fifth. They look cheery, or at least as cheery as vampires with humanity and 4 can be. But
Yeah, you're like not cheery at all, but that's okay.
pretending to be.
Yeah.
Nemesis, she is, she's the one who brought you here, and she just says, I need to explain a few things I feel before you say yes to joining us, because it does come with a bit of, bonus and perks and things like that, but also with its obligations. I'm just gonna explain a few things. You have questions, far away. I'm here to answer anything, because we don't like when people are not loyal. That's the first thing you should know about us. We always have each other's back. We don't leave anyone behind. It's not good for us. We might bicker, we might fight, we might almost send each other into torpor. Sometimes we do, but we always bring each other back, because we're all we got.
Right. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
And we're not...
Diablerize the disloyal. That's kind of also a theme, right?
Yeah. We of course will punish anyone who stands in our way. Our purpose, Horseman, is it's a name we gave ourselves, and we also have others, because in Copenhagen we run a cult where we're pieced as northern gods, and that's our base of operations.
That sounds fucking awesome.
Denmark is without the Camarilla because we kicked them out. And once we're done here, we're going back to Copenhagen and our domain and our church. Our power comes from gates to the Hedge, Oblivion, Abyss. We're in charge of keeping them closed, and we use them to affect our surroundings. We each have a purpose to maintain the gates, because this cannot be done by one person. It will kill us.
That sounds kind of like a 9 to 5 nemesis. Like,
Oh no, it's once a month kind of thing.
oh, okay. Because that, yeah. I mean, I'm all for gatekeeping. Like, just let me put that out there right away. But yeah, I don't want to stand guard on a gate every night, all night. I'm a performer.
No. You need to use your Oblivion to maintain a certain sigil, and that'll happen like not once a month. That we need to do it once a month, but you don't need to do it. Just one of us.
Right. No, I'm fine with the once a month thing. You know, I'm good with that. You know, everybody has to do a thing once a month. But
of course, yeah. We are Hugin, Björn, and Marina here. We have 3 more horsemen back in Copenhagen who are currently keeping the gates closed, and you'll be our
That's outstanding. Yeah.
8th horseman. We got rid of Victor, which means we can now locate his haven, hopefully, and acquire the Sword of Sin, which we need.
Yes! And plunder it, and I want the sword. That's going to come flying out of his mouth before he even has a chance to think about it.
Well, you're going to have it after. I just need it to use on the altar, but after that, you can have it.
Yeah.
Will
there be sacrifices involved? Will it be like candles and everything? Do we have to do a ritual? That would be much more.
We're kind of going to open a gate to hell just a little bit to let someone out.
There we go. We definitely need sacrifices and candles then. Yeah.
The altar is, of course, it has a black book on it and some silver coins. We have 8 of the 50 silver coins of Judas.
Outstanding. Yeah. So that's a collection.
The Book of the Grey Wars, and the sword is the final piece to bring back. Well, her original name was Irish Heart, but she's also known as Ramnosha or Nemesis, the Greek god of vengeance.
Your namesake?
Yeah, she's my great something grandsire. She's no longer kindred, she's demon, and she's trapped in the abyss, and we're gonna let her out. Because right now she only has Victor as company, and that's awful company.
You know, I've had some experience with demons. It's one of those things where initially I wasn't too crazy about it. But I've come to warm up to it. You know, I've seen what they can do and harness properly.
Bind them and bitch slap them and do whatever.
That's amazing. Yeah, because I know one that's currently loose and free, you know, in London and needs to be properly restrained, you know, and bound and, you know, harnessed and controlled. Maybe locked away if he misbehaves, you know. So yeah. That would be a useful skill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we use these demons to come back to London and fuck shit up? That's my main question.
Yes.
Okay, outstanding. I'm on board. I'm on mission. Yeah.
But we need my grandsire for that.
Yes, of course. Your grandsire. I will get the candles and invite a whole chamber full of sacrifices. Like, people come to see me play. I mean, granted, Alicia tells me that there's starting to be commentary on the interwebs and the social medias that just basically is saying that I sold out because, like, my music is not what it used to be, but they just can't appreciate me. That's all. And so, like, yeah, I could just pack the house with sacrifices. Yeah, however many you need. Yeah,
sacrifices are good.
Sacrifices are essential. Yeah.
So I take this, you agree?
No. See, agree is such a small term, right? I am enthusiastic about this shit. All right, I am ready. I'm all in. You know, like, I am
Björn, he kind of punches you friendly on the shoulder in the pool. He is Bruja and a very large guy, but...
Yeah, that hurt. Ouch. Wow, okay, I'm gonna... Like, he dislocated my shoulder, so I'm gonna just pop that back into place. Yeah. No, I'm part of the team now. Let's do this shit. Yeah.
Great. Nemesis points towards the altar. Above it, the red kind of blood, shadowy kind of woman figure appears above it. She looks at you. You feel, because you're a Sombra, you feel kinship, kind of. She's made of the same thing you are, and you just hear a voice in your mind that says, "I approve of you. Welcome."
He's over the moon. Yeah, and he's going to bow in a nice, deep, dramatic fashion. You know, feels the oblivion, abyssal, cord that connects them. You know, the tendril of shadowy energy that exists and permeates all of oblivion. Yeah, feels good, feels right.
Luke is obviously, over the course of months, he's gonna abandon the path of humanity and find himself another goal.
Absolutely, yeah. You can't be human with this shit. You gotta be able to just put that aside.
Our shot is they all have a variation of the road of sin, of course.
Yeah, no.
Because they're Bali. I mean, definitely not Bali. I mean, Sabbat Anarchs. There's something.
We're better than Bali.
Yeah.
We're Bali with shadow, darkness, and hell. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's Bali plus.
Is there anything more you want from the scene?
I just want to make sure that at some point there's some explicit televised event or something that hits in a way that, like, Copenhagen is marked and changed, forever. Like, you just... It is the epicenter of what will be a seismic earthquake, incredibly dark energy.
Definitely. You cut out a little bit and froze there, but I think I heard most of it.
Yeah, exactly right. Perfect. That's exactly what's going on.
The Sombra glitching out. Yeah. Fair enough. The next one is Dave, because we're ending all of this with Emery. Dave, you're in the Masons Guild.
Good.
You have been invited to see Cassandra again.
Wonderful.
In a very nice office with a large desk, and she's poured you something. I'm not sure you're able to drink it, but you can at least pretend to chink the glass and Cassandra, of course, is a woman in her mid-50s, very tie-bun, half-moon glasses hanging around her neck. Dave knows she is ascended. She is a mage, mortal mage. She just says, "Dave, good of you to come. I wasn't sure you were ever going to come back and see us."
Well, the pleasure's all mine. How are you?
I'm good, busy, as usual. It's been kind of a nightmare to keep all the supernatural out of the mortal perception for all these years, but we're trying. But we need more people.
Well, there's plenty in London, surely.
We would need... I would like to extend an invitation to someone like you. We don't have many children of Cain in the Masons.
Do you have many at all?
We have one.
Oh. Anyone I know?
Perhaps. His name is Harry Livingston. The fourth, I believe he's calling himself now.
Rings a bell. I've got a list of various kindred, and some lists are more important than others. I am just keen to find a few others that I used to spend time with.
Crowley appears behind of Cassandra and says, "Find him and kill him, I hope."
Of course.
She looks at you for a moment and looks behind her. Are you okay, Dave?
Yes. I'm just passionate when it comes to that list. Some have gone to France, some have disappeared, some have gone to ground.
Do you still speak to Crowley?
Of course.
Dave, I'm not sure how to tell this to you, but Crowley died in the 40s and he was no one special.
Well, he was a very humble man.
Crowley behind Cassandra kind of just slaps through her head like a ghostly figure. Daggone! What a bitch.
I know, but I've got to be polite.
I'm very much real.
Of course you are, sir.
Cassandra just seems to look at you. Dave, he was a charlatan, called himself a cultist, but he was not a mage. And he has been dead for a long time.
He has his enemies. They tarnish his name and slander him.
I wasn't... But I'm not old enough to remember him in his life, but there's books on him, you know. He is very much dead.
Yes. So am I.
I mean, he was mortal. He's not a wraith. He was not a mage. He was just a little bit weird and eccentric.
The best people are.
Crowley says, "She does not deserve you, Dave. But maybe you should just stay and spy on her for me. Pretend to go along with this that I don't exist kind of thing."
I see your point, Cassandra.
Good. I'm not sure why you fixated on him, but
It was just helpful with my list. It kept me focused on them.
I'm sure we can find something else to occupy your mind.
Sounds good to me.
Do you know magic?
I've dabbled. I've been in various organizations, and since our last meeting, I've had some small chance, but not much.
I can find you a teacher. I know Harry is very good at sorcery. Your kind of sorcery, of course.
I have plenty of time. It's a long list.
But whatever you think you would be best at in our in the guild, but we do need eyes and ears in the community.
Well, anything you need, I can do.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Then allow me to extend a formal invitation to the Masons Guild. We'll of course have some kind of ceremony at some point to welcome you to the Brotherhood in front of the what do we call them? Normal people who are not aware of the other side of existence. The more mundane, but you'll be welcomed as an official member, and then we will bring you into the inner circle, so to speak.
Anything that I can do to please.
She nods and hands you kind of a letter that just confirms that you can wander around halls, and it's kind of your hall pass or your permission to be here and do whatever the fuck you want.
Search for whoever I want.
Yes. And she says, "I have other things, but you're welcome to just explore, walk around, talk to the other members, and if you need me, just find someone who can fight me."
Thank you kindly.
She leaves and Crowley is there. Good, now you're on the inside.
Yes, master.
You should learn everything they have to offer and keep an eye on her for me. She's dangerous. And quite deceitful, as you can see.
Of course.
Is there anything else Dave wants from the scene?
No, Dave is more than happy right now.
Good. Let's close the show and the series with Emery. I'm gonna change the map a little bit because otherwise I'm gonna fucking forget who is in the room. And I hope the names are there. Please tell me if they're not. Emery, can you see all the names of the characters on Roll20? I get a thumbs up from Luke at least, so.
I'm on a Wii Airbook Mac computer, so it is loading.
It's more for reference. I will also say to the audience who's in there, you have been summoned along with the entire cult of Mithras into the Mithraeum to meet everyone. And the two princes, Prince Roger the Captain of Edinburgh and Arwen of Dublin, are there. They're standing, well, kind of in front of the throne, looking at everyone. The four heralds of the sun, next in line. Spymaster Raphael Walker, Inquisitor Salvador Valesha, Vizier Harry Livingstone, and Sylvester McWither, the voice of Mithras. You have other members in here you have not seen before. Chunhei, who is the right-hand lady of Arwen. Bruja, apparently. The Harpy, the Camarilla Harpy, Regina Blake, a proud member of the cult, and is actually the reason why she had a falling out with her sire, Victoria Ash, you have learned, because she does not approve of Daddy Mithras. Adisa, a Banu Hakim who seems to be working closely with the Vizier. There is the Scourge, the Camarilla Scourge, apparently also a spy working with the cult of Mithras. You have Elspeth, the named Reaper, who deals with wraiths and who, well, she's not exactly a spy, but she is with the Cappadocians as well. And you have Valerie and Jasper, who are newcomers like yourself to the cult. They're the child and stepchild of the voice of Mithras. But you're here with the entire cult, and the only one missing at the moment is your god, the sun, the bull, and your savior. You're free to talk to anyone here you want, and you might have questions or something there for your final scene, or anything you would want, really, before I close up shop.
I would address them, give with their attention, and with their attention, should just tell them tonight, as we gather beneath the cloak of darkness amidst whispers of the night and the pulsing heartbeat of those that are walking amongst the day, I stand before you not as a creature of the shadows, but as a voice, testament to the power of unity and solidarity with Mithras. And while I may be a neonate to Nosferatu, I've traversed and made my way through the alleys of the city in the short time that I've been here, facing challenges and trials that have tested me and my resolve, as well as those around me. Yet, since my time joining in your company, I have found strength and sanctuary amidst the chaos here and everything that surrounds us. But your support has been a guiding light in the darkness, illuminating a path before me, and instilling me with a sense of purpose and belonging. And through my my allegiance does lie with the Anarchs. Know that my dedication to the teachings of Mithras burns just as fervently. And in his wisdom, I find guidance and inspiration amongst you all. A guiding star navigating night by night. And I find that together, bound by the threads of fellowship and mutual respect, it will help continue where I have been and where I am going, standing as a beacon of hope in a world shrouded by darkness. And I hope that I can continue to honor the legacy of Mithras through actions, striving always to uphold the values of justice and unity. And I, as a Mariska, have to stand here with nothing but deepest gratitude and admiration for everything that you've done, and a hope for all that is to come in the future.
Everyone is clapping and kind of nodding approvingly to each other, especially the elders. It's like well said. You feel the camaraderie, the blood bond, and the love coming from everyone. Is there anyone specific in the room you would like to talk to before I proceed?
No, but I think she would write a letter.
Yeah.
Maybe. This would be out of scene, unless there's something you would have to say, but there's a letter or two that she would write to others, knowing that they've kind of gone on their way. I think she would have kept tabs on everyone in the party, but she would have wrote a couple letters.
Send Chip out for
Yeah, a couple of little letters. Yeah. So she definitely would have sent one to each person, basically. She would have sent one to Marie and basically just said, thank you for your kind heart and sheltering us in the sewers and beyond. And for Leo, with all the times in the sewers, she'd basically say, if you're ever back in town, I'll always welcome you with your impeccable taste, which extends beyond mere aesthetics. And that she carries his appreciation for finer things in life. And for Luke, she would be short, but she would definitely say, thank you for introducing me to what it's like to be a master of the abyssal depths. And your lessons in manipulation and subtlety did not go unnoticed. And for Dave, she would have sent a short note, definitely through Chip, telling him, your chaotic wisdom includes truth, even if others can't comprehend it. And to Oliver, she would send a letter saying, I'm sorry. I regret the intrusion of your mind, trespass born of necessity, but nonetheless a violation. May our paths cross again, and may my actions seek to make amends for the transgressions of the past. I look forward to seeing you in the future. And I think that's everyone. I think that'd be it.
All right. I'll close out the series then. Oliver, he kind of pushes open the huge double doors and wanders into the room where everyone has kind of positioned themselves, and he's busy, he's occupied with his forge, and he almost forgot that he was supposed to attend.
Comes in, he still has his blacksmith apron on. He's like,
and then you all feel it. The room goes quiet. The sun is approaching. Each step down the stairs kind of echoes through. He walks into the room. You both see a Jamaican, dark-skinned man in a black suit. But you also see the soul of Mithras, a Persian man, very old, kind of hanging, or at least an aura. You see the true visage of him inside this body. He's glowing bright to the sun, and it would sear and burn everyone but his chosen. He walks towards the throne, smiling. You all feel the love coming from him, the admiration, his approval, and his what's the word I'm looking for? Gratefulness towards his servants. He turns towards the room and stretches out his hands to kind of greet everyone and embrace them, at least metaphorically. My family, honored members, loyal subjects, I stand before you this night to enlighten you. The Camarilla tried to appease me. They showered me with gifts and power to let them remain and govern in Avalon. They have been found weak and unruly. I seek to bring order back to my domain. Therefore, I task you, my beloved and adored followers, to govern and enforce my will. My blood laws will be reinstated, and everyone will either submit to my rule, be exiled, or suffer final death. When we have saved Avalon, we will save the world. We shall eradicate the usurpers, the snakes and the Giovanni. Clan Salubri and Cappadocian shall return to their former glory, and the Setites will be wiped from existence. Go forth and carry out my will. And that is where we end the season and the show of the Anarchs. Thank you everyone if you made it this far. And thank my players again for being awesome and participating in this and bearing with me